Shout out to Vicky Pai. Pooja ji, I know you very well and you also know that. Hi Pooja Kanchan, thank you so much. And thank you everyone at Vicky Pai. I think almost 3 years ago, not anyone, I don't think so many people knew about me, what I was doing in America. But it was that day, 2 days before Diwali, 3 years ago, when I came to Indian televisions. And through the televisions, I came to your homes and I became a part of your lives, as much as you became a part of mine. So it was totally mutual. So if I'm wishing you good luck, I know that in your hearts you're wishing me good luck too. But today with the help of technology, we can be closer to each other and communicate. But if you love people and they are your well wishers and you are their well wishers, sometimes the communication is a very small aspect, a very small thread of it. So I really want to thank you for always being there and being such a support system for me. And Jyoti PM, hi, how are you? I know it's your birthday. I know it very well because last time I was launching Khana Sutra right 4 days before your birthday. Tell me if I'm wrong. We launched it on Valentine's Day and your birthday was February 10th. So I wish you happy birthday in advance. I will also tweet about you near your birthday. I hope you're well, wishing you all the happiness and success and stay blessed for your birthday for this year and every year. Heather Dane for Junior. Hi. I'd like to know more about what the Dalai Lama said about food. You mentioned one thing in the splendid table, and I'm hoping to hear more about that conversation, since it's not in your book. The book was more about the people of the Himalayas, and His Holiness has been such an important part of the inspiration for me to reach there, to touch their lives, and to write about it. I think one thing which is so important about being in presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama is that you become like a child, pure, honest, just the way you are. And I did want to write a whole chapter about meeting His Holiness, in which I talk about that in our life to survive, we wear a lot of tags, we wear a lot of masks in a way. We keep behaving in the way of what we are not. Many times we all do that. But when you're in presence of His Holiness, you feel that all those masks, everything what you aspire is not the word. Everything you want to be, that is not important. But what you are is what is more important, which makes all those masks melt and they all fade away. I think because he approaches you so honestly that you start feeling that you have to respond in exactly the same spirit. That is the power what he has. And when I was telling him about the project, that I am inspired to do this project, and he says that, but the thing is, I told him that I just closed my restaurant a few hours ago, and I feel that I will never be able to achieve anything great. So he told me something very interesting. He's saying, there's nothing in life which is called the end. It is always a beginning of something else. It just changes the form. So I think my failures from there changed their form today and gave birth to Return to the Rivers. And which is something which is a part of literature. And as the Greek people say that, artist dies, art lives. So I have a limited life. But this art of mine of Return to the Rivers will live forever. And I know that. From generation to generation, people will look up to it and say, it was such a simple subject he picked up, but he did it to his full integrity, to his best ability and to my best effort. And of course, book is like a child with mother and father. So if I am the thought process of the mother, then the father is the publisher who did full justice to this book at Lake Isle, and I'm talking to you because they were the ones who thought of that we need to communicate and they asked for this. In this splendid table, I couldn't talk so much about His Holiness the Dalai Lama about this was that because I have a documentary called Holy Kitchen series, in which I will be actually having an interview with His Holiness, in which he's going to narrate a lot of great traditions about food. So you have to look your eyes for that. And I'll be doing it this year after the summer. I'll be launching that film. It's called The Wheel of Dharma, in which I define all the 8 very important tenets of Buddhism. And of course, His Holiness will explain the great rituals of food, life, and sustenance. And one thing which he talked to me very important, which I'll share with you now, he said, we are not isolated as humans. We are all connected. And food is one thing which connects us all. Like a farmer grows this food in somewhere too far than where you live. And then there's a whole process of the sun and the rain and the plowing and the harvesting and the grinding and the packaging and the transporting. And then the ritual of cooking begins. So he said this is a long thread which connects all of us in the universe. And it takes the whole universe energy to create that one grain of rice. So, which I'll explain in much more depth once the movie comes out. Hi, Sakshi Singh. How are you? Hello, chef. I always wanted to choose my career in the culinary world, but due to family pressure, I'm in a different field. What message do you want to give to our parents who somehow feel that pursuing a current career in a culinary world is not safe? You know, to large extent, I don't blame them because my parents felt the same. And when they realize that the only thing which will make me happy, eventually our parents are always thinking of our best, interest and in the future too. Because so when they saw that I was not happy I would have never been a great engineer or never been a great doctor. I don't know if I could ever get an admission in the college also because I had no interest. So eventually I feel that it's very important to be happy because happiness gives you pride in what you do. And that pride is something which gives you the power to reinvent yourself. It is so crucial. Because when you have the pride in what you do, you are always thinking about that I need to get one step forward. That step forward is what I call reinvention, which is very, very important. So my message to all the parents is that, culinary fields, culinary fields is important. But one thing which is extremely important is for us to be wholesomely involved in what we do. And if food is giving you that honesty, that pleasure, you can always do that. One more thing is that I don't know what you didn't write and what you're pursuing right now. But many times I know a lot of people who made the shift later in their life. If that is your ultimate truth, you are going to make your shift. I totally believe in that. It is like there's a very old song. I don't know what the words are also, but I remember the meaning. It said, the flute of Krishna belongs to the one who hears it. That is something so beautiful. It is like that invisible power which is always with you. You can shift your profession anytime in your life. We hear the stories all the time of people who are bankers, who became greatest authors or biggest inventors. So recently, just a few days ago, an Indian just won a Nobel Prize. The guy was in Indian Navy for 20 years, about 20 years. He came to US, decided to change his career and everything. And after a few years, I think about a decade, he got a Nobel Prize for inventing something. Isn't that the story of real people, real heroes? So, if it's yours, it is going to come to you. You don't have to ever be stressed about that. I have Aisha Uderani. Hi Isha, what types of qualities do you want in a partner? Okay. Wow. Thank you. Somebody who loves where they come from. It's very important. Who loves and has the pride of who they are. Not what the world expects them to be. I think if you ever think about what the world expects from you, it is always going to keep changing. But what you are, and you just put that thing in forward. That is something which I love about some people I met in my life. So somebody who has a pride. Doesn't have to be a good cook. I never say that ever.